Hi guys, Mark here with Wolters World. We're in Paris, France, and enjoying a wonderful vacation here. We really love France. We've been here a few times and just can't get enough of it. And today's video is the 5 things you're going to love and hate about visiting France. Now, first thing though guys, France is not just Paris, and a lot of people feel they come to Paris, they've seen France. No, it's a lot more. From Strasbourg to Nice, Avignon, La Rochelle, there's so much to see in this country, so you really should get around. But before you go, the 5 things you're going to love and hate. The first thing you're going to hate about coming to France is your lack of French knowledge. Not saying not speaking other languages. The thing is, if you speak just a little bit of French, it can change your trip from being a horrible trip to a fantastic French vacation. Because just speaking a little French goes a long way. People really appreciate that here. And so, if you didn't study it in high school, watch some of our videos, just some basic French phrases will make all the difference in the world to you here. So definitely learn a little French before you come, because it's required when you're here. Okay, so that's the first thing you're not going to like, your lack of French knowledge.
Excusez-moi, je suis idiote, je ne parle pas français, pouvez-vous m'aider? Which is, excuse me, I'm an idiot, I don't speak French, can you help me? And this is a phrase that I use all the time, and it's amazing how it will really break down the walls and people really want to help you, because if you just go in speaking English, people are going to get upset. So just try to speak some French, and this is a great phrase.
The second thing you're not going to like when you come here are the hotels. I'm not going to warn you, the hotels in France, they're small, they're overpriced, i.e. expensive, and basically, a lot of times you're going to have shared service, not all the time, but you will have shared service if you're going to be getting something a little bit more affordable. So it does kind of wear on you after a while. It's kind of quaint the first few hotels, but when you're in your 7th town and you're sharing your 7th different bathroom with the 20th different person, you start getting a little frustrated with it. So just be prepared for that. It's nothing horrible. I mean, it's kind of part of the experience here, but it is one thing you might start to not like. So if you want a hotel, you want to make sure you have your own room, your own bathroom, toilet, these kind of things. Make sure you realize you're going to have to pay more for it. And basically the hotels you're going to get in France, you're going to probably spend 20 to 30% more than you would for comparable hotels in Germany, and even more than that than in Spain. So just give you guys an idea for the price, okay? The third thing you're not going to like about coming to France is the offhand service. Now this is what's crazy. French people are really, really nice, and they will tell you, I mean, it's like every French person I've ever met is like a mini tour guide for France. They'll tell you where to go, what to eat, what to see, and it's awesome. But something happens when they get in the service industry and they work in the restaurants or the metro or whatever, and they kind of turn into jerks. I don't know why that is. And sometimes it's not so much being a jerk, it's just kind of offhand. You feel like when you ask them a question, you're putting them out, like, oh, why do I have to help you? And it kind of rubs on you after a while, okay? The fourth thing you're not going to like about coming to France is the Tourist Hordes. Guys, it's the #1 most visited country in Europe for a good reason. It is beautiful, from the museums, chateaux, well, all the things you're going to love I'm going to tell you later. Okay, so you have lots of tourists that come here. And whether you're here at the Louvre and you got tour groups coming through from wherever, or Avignon, I got ran over by a group of German high school kids. I mean, there are the tour groups all over the place. Versailles is insane when you get in the small rooms and the apartments there. And it does get really frustrating. You do get mad at it, but hey, take a deep breath. You see the tour groups, either get in front of them or just take 5 minutes, stay in a room, let them get way in front of you, okay? And the fifth thing you're going to hate about coming to France is the traffic, whether you're driving or walking. Because if you're driving, you're renting a car, make sure you get the extra insurance, because you're going to get dings, bumps, bruises in your car, these kind of things. People are going to park you in, they're going to scratch your side on their things, give it a little bijou, a little kiss with the car. Know that's going to happen when they're merging all these things. I mean, it will be frustrating, but the thing is, if you want to see like the Loire Valley, you really need to rent a car to see all the chateaux, so you're going to have to deal with it, but be prepared for that. And if you're a pedestrian one, just know that when the light turns red, and then it says you can walk now when it turns green, don't go right away, because there's always going to be a little Citroen or Peugeot or Renault or some moped's going to come by at the last second, okay? So be careful, because it can get a little frustrating, okay? So the 5 things you're going to hate, or at least dislike, about coming to France. 1 is your lack of French knowledge, so make sure you learn at least a little bit before you come, because just knowing that little bit will make all the difference, and we have videos on here for just basic French for tourists. Second thing, the hotels. They're expensive, they're small, sometimes you have to share the services, and after a while it gets kind of annoying, but that's just part of the French experience, so that might be something that annoys you. Third thing is the offhand service. You always feel like you're putting them out when you ask a simple question like, could you help me? Or could I buy something? Okay. The fourth thing are the Tourist Hordes, the main sites, and it's not just, you know, the Louvre. I mean, you go to the beaches in Nice and these kind of things, it does get kind of frustrating, especially in high season. And the fifth thing is the traffic, whether you're driving or you're a pedestrian. Okay, so those are 5 things you're going to hate. Nothing too bad, okay? But what are the 5 things you're going to love about coming to France? The first thing is the food and the wine. Guys, some of the best wine in the world and the best food in the world. Honestly, I would say the bread and cheese here is better than 50% of all the food in all of Europe, okay? That's how good it is. Just the simple basics here are better than pretty much half the other stuff in Europe. And you will love it, whether it's silly stuff like foie gras and frog legs, or entrecôte, or duck, or anything. That's the thing, is all the different regions have different foods you should eat, which I'll talk about in the regions part. But the food here is amazing, so come hungry because you will be happy. And always, I recommend getting the menu of the day, where it's like the appetizer and the main dish and the dessert, because it's a good deal and you get to try so many different foods out there. Okay, so that's the first thing you're gonna love, is the food in France. It's the best in the world, period, end of story. Okay, the second thing you're gonna love about France is the people outside the service industry. Like I said, in the service industry, they're like jerks. I don't know what happened to them. But inside this, like when they're normal people, you meet them on the street, they're helpful. You're on the metro, people are helping you on the metro. I mean, because the metro people don't help you, but the people that actually are like the normal people riding the metro will. And French people, like I said, they will literally, I mean, I've been all over the world, and I'll bump into a French person and say, oh, I'm thinking about going to France. Oh, what do you want to see? And it's like, I wish I had a pin every time, because they'll draw a map and say, okay, you want to eat well, you go here. You want to see chateaux, you go to Loire. You want to hit the beaches, go here. And they all have, it's kind of like I said, everyone's like a little tour guide of France, because they have so much pride in their country and in their region, and it's just awesome. And the people are really friendly too, once you get to know them. And that's why I say, learn a little bit of French, because it can make all the difference, okay? The third thing you're going to love about here is the atmosphere. I mean, whether it's walking through Montmartre in Paris, or going through the, I don't know, walking on the boulevards in Aix-en-Provence, or, you know, just strolling on the beach in Nice. Guys, the atmosphere of France, and you can understand why they can walk around the, we are French. You know, but you're here for a while, and you feel that. It feels like, yeah, this is a really nice life. You get paid well, you have great food, you have beautiful buildings, amazing art, all this great stuff, and it's all of it together just comes up with this amazing atmosphere when you're here, and you just love just kind of being in France, okay? Now, the fourth thing you're going to love about here is the chateaux, the museums, guys. World-class museums like the Louvre behind me, Musée d'Orsay, the Pompidou. That's just in Paris. You go down to Toulouse, they have a space museum. That is so cool. And there's so many great museums all over the country. I mean, and regional museums too. Strasbourg has a really cool Alsace regional museum there, you know, and then you have the chateaux, whether it's Versailles, Fontainebleau here in Paris, or you go to the Loire Valley and see the chateaux there. I mean, you go all over the country, you're going to see beautiful palaces, all kinds of great stuff, and it's well worth. That's why I say, you know, it sucks driving, but it's worth driving to see all these special places. And the fifth thing you're going to love about coming to France is the diversity of the regions. Whether you're in Normandy or Provence or by Bordeaux, wherever you go, it's a completely different feel. Because the food is different, the people are different, the wine, I mean, it's like you're going into different countries everywhere you go, and it's just amazing. I mean, I can make it almost a hate, because choosing which part to go to can be difficult because they're so great, but the diversity, I can't stress it enough. With the food, the people, the wine, what to see and what to do is different in each part of the country. So if you do come, you can pick anywhere and you will enjoy it. That's why I say, don't just stay in Paris. Get out of Paris, even if it's a day trip, because with a TGV, you can pretty much go anywhere in France as a day trip, okay? So it's great. So what are the 5 things you're going to love about coming to France? 1, the food and the wine, the best in Europe, period, end of story. 2, the people outside the service industry. They're friendly, helpful, and they're like mini tour guides everywhere. The third thing you're going to love is the French atmosphere, just the joy of life that's here, okay? The joie de vivre that the French have. The fourth thing you're going to love are the chateaux and museums, because they're world-class. Both of them are world-class all over the country, so definitely check them out. And the fifth thing you're going to love about here is the diversity of the regions, because you get to see so many different things when you're here, from, you know, whether it's, you know, seeing the papal palaces in Avignon, or the beaches in Nice and Marseille, or going to see the canals in Bordeaux. It's just beautiful, and every place is different, and you get such a different feel for it. So that's why I get frustrated when people say, oh, I went to Paris, I didn't like France. Paris is Paris. go to other parts of France. It's well worth it. Now, if you want to learn more about visiting France or other places in Europe, we have all kinds of videos on here. Maybe you want to learn a little bit of French to help you out so you can really enjoy it. Check us out on our website at www.woltersworld.com. And please like and favorite this video, and we hope you'll subscribe. So, bye from Paris, France. Paris, France, outside the Louvre. Adieu.